But, you know, we're nearly 20 years now into using the platform that basically we now still sort of refer to as new media. To do it 2 or 3 times, and they have their information online. So if we're going to reach them, we have no choice. We have absolutely got to go here. You know, in 2008, a majority of Internet users, and quite frankly, Internet use is skyrocketing in all age ranges. Specifically what they want and get far better information online. So really, it sounds kind of corny, the next slide, but it's basically true. New media exists at such an individual level that it's really the you media. You witness it, you shoot it, you know, you upload it, you design it, you send it out, distribute it. We'll create a credential right here, and so I just wanted to point that out. Now let's look at the precinct convention. What you do. Delegates to the precinct convention first elect your permanent convention chairman. So if I'm the precinct chairman, I hereby call the precinct convention of 266 to order. The first order of business will be to elect our convention chairman. That's a job for one night, guys. One night. Then you elect your, I'm at slide number 17.
Yeah, the slides aren't in order.
Well, yes.
The copying part, 2 issues. A lot of us who are precinct chairmen are also election judges.
Yeah.
We need to get the stuff to the courthouse. We don't have any copy ability where we're holding our election.
I'm sorry, say that again.
We have no copy ability where our elections are held. Now, what do we do about this problem?
That's their problem.
We can copy it by hand.
They can copy it by hand.
No. I've got to have copies, and you're only giving me 1 piece of paper, and I got to make.
You have about a week to get this in. You don't have to turn this in with your election materials. This goes to the county clerk.
Have a week to do it.
We turn it in that night.
No.
You can designate someone to take control of that.
Okay, that's what she's saying.
And you can go to the courthouse.
You don't have to turn it in until the following Friday at 6 o'clock.
This doesn't go to the county courthouse.
What he's talking about, and then I know what I'm in the same boat. In fact, is maybe what we'll try to do is have a place to have the copies made, maybe a scanner.
Yep.
Something to think about, and I was sitting here worrying about the same problem.
Why? You've got a week to do it.
Well, but I work for a living, and
And then the party doesn't get them.
Yeah.
I've done this for a really long time, and you sit here and say, "Oh, you got a week to turn it in."
No.
Trust me, there's plenty of counties in this state and plenty of precincts that can never turn the stuff in.
I had one other thing. Yes, you're right. The corollary to that, we mentioned the thing about a lot of election judges are also the precinct chair and convention chairman. Last time in 2008. We had a lot of our convention, our precinct chairs, and our election judges wanted to go home. I've been there since 6 a.m. How about you? Right? Well, I'll buy you a steak dinner if you stay and conduct your convention.
We come first.
That's what they get up and leave. And somebody comes in and you already have taken the paper.
Oh, I do owe you lunch. I'll buy you lunch today. I lost a bet about the city election. That's another story. But this is important because it's kind of central to some of the problems we've had. Guys, we'll forgive you if the election returns and stuff get to the courthouse 40 minutes, an hour later. I realize that we've all been working. I've been an election judge, so I know what it's like. But if we hold our conventions, have you there to hold them, we'll have a lot less problems in the county convention.
I've got a question, Mike.
Yeah.
I was an alternate judge in a precinct, not my own precinct. General election or primary now?
That's right.
In the primary. Okay. This was in the primary because I was over at
you were, right. You were filling in as the judge.
And I had to rush back to to my precinct
Right.
to hold a convention.
And we know that's a problem. One of the other reasons that we had problems, it takes all our infrastructure to hold the primary. And so there were some who took advantage of that because they weren't involved. And we'll just take the time to make sure that we get it. And in your situation, well, maybe we could try to find places closer to your
Mike,
precinct. Yes, ma'am.
one of the problems is that you set the time too soon after the close of the polls. There's no way they can make it. You maybe need to set it at 7:45.
For the holding the precinct convention.
Yes, because
and we ought to look at that.
Well,
there's a lot of problems that can be fixed very
Go
easily.
ahead.
Okay, but with the idea of opening the convention, you can go in and open it and then and ask those same people, I'd like to call for a recess, and recess it, and then go do your stuff and then come back.
you can do that.
You have to call it to order
At 7:30 or whatever time.
I will tell you, because I've been there, done that. What I did was I would close the polls down. I would open the convention at 7:30. I would hold my convention. Then I would go back and recruit everybody to help me close down and finish counting the votes and everything. And then I took everything down to the central polling location. And then I would complete the minutes. The minutes would be completed, but I would make my copies, and then I would turn those in to the county party the next day.
There's some logistical, I don't like to abandon the machine.
No, you secure the machine.
Yeah, it takes a while. It's not easy to do.
But there's no problem as long as you call it to order and ask for a recess, and then open it back up.
And there's also, you don't have to take it immediately to the courthouse. I don't think you have to get it in there until midnight.
Yeah. So
there's no reason to rush.
I'm going to ask, something's going on here. We're not quite sure what. So let's follow along on the slide to learn each here. At the convention, you vote on everything, and majority rules. Politics is really largely a game of numbers. And as I said again, forms cannot be changed. You can't add or take away delegates or alternates after the convention adjourns. Forms cannot be changed. You can't add or take away delegates or alternates after the convention adjourns.